Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles of my millstone, and then our respected brothers that they're pushing and spreading the gospel of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, to the four corners of the world. Now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, I just wanted to do a quick listen on this article, which is entitled the Trump administration smuggled Starlink terminals into Iran amid brutal crackdown, right? And I'm just gonna read it. We already know what's going on, what this pertains to according to prophecy, right? We know that, based on the book of Ezekiel, the 30th chapter, the battle of Armageddon is really the East, which is everyone in the world, against the West, which is America and Israel, right? And so it says it is believed the United States smuggled 6,000 satellites into Iran, despite it being a criminal offense to own Starlink in the country. So these men are actively, smuggling quote-unquote contrabands, okay? Now, if someone did it in their country, then they would have a problem with it. But they don't have any problem doing it in another country. It says, from reproductive rights to climate change to big tech, the independence is on the ground when story is developing. I'm just going to read this part. The Trump administration reportedly smuggled thousands of Starlink terminals into Iran following the regime's violent crackdown on demonstrations last month. And I believe I did a video on an article that, where they quoted Mossad, basically coming up and saying that they are the ones who are, causing these protests, okay, these civil unrest over there in Iran, okay, and immediately you can tell that it's let's see, right? You can tell the direction in which Babylon is heading, right? They keep saying they put America first, but it's never really America first. Really, they put the Zionist regime first and their ideology, right? Even though they may lead to war and the death of American citizens, but they don't care as long as they do the bidding of the Zionist regime. So it says the Iran's regime shut off internet across the whole country when thousands took to the street in protest against economic decline and dwindling currency last month. Now this economic decline, would not be a problem if they didn't have so much war or what was this word that I'm looking for, sanctions on them, right? But then they'll turn around and then act like they are the ones that are delivering the people, So it says the country experienced a near total nationwide internet shutdown lasting for over 2 weeks, and Tehran's brutal crackdown is believed to have killed thousands of citizens. The United States reportedly smuggled roughly 6,000 satellite internet kits into the country, according to the Wall Street Journal, the first time the United States has directly sent Starlink to Iran. Government officials told the Wall Street Journal that the State Department had purchased almost 7,000 Starlink terminals in recent months to help anti-regime activists circumvent the internet shutoff in Iran. I wonder if they're going to help the anti-regime activists in Israel. I wonder. The decision came as senior Trump administration appointees decided to divert funds from other internet freedom initiatives inside Iran. President Trump was reportedly aware of the deliveries, but it remains unclear whether he or someone else directly approved the plans. The Independent contacted the White House for comment. Tehran has accused Washington without evidence of playing a role in last month's nationwide demonstrations and spreading dissent, right? The United States has denied any connection to the uprising, and you know, whenever accusations are made against Esau, you know, you don't need immediate evidence, to suspect them. Immediately, you should know that it's they are completely it's completely within their nature to do things that they are accused of doing. All right, you see what's happening with this Epstein file. How they are they're not protecting the victims. They don't care about the victims, but they care about the suspect and are protecting them. You know, it says owning a Starlink terminal is illegal in Iran and risk years in prison. Although Elon Musk reportedly waived monthly subscription payment for users inside Iran last month following the government's internet crackdown. Washington and Tehran remain in high stakes talks over Iran's nuclear program. So when you keep doing things like this and interfering, what do you think is going to happen? None of this shall fail, man. The book of Isaiah, the 66th chapter. Let's see. Oh, actually, let me just go into right. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16, says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh, and then read." Right? No one of these shall fail, neither shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit hath gathered them. Okay? So this is it. Right? The confidence that we have, right? The knowledge that we cherish, it all comes from the scriptures, because we know it is from the mouth of the Lord. And it is the spirit of the Lord that has what? That has what's the word that they're going to use for gathered? I'm thinking of a word. I want to double check. I was thinking of the word compiled, right? And so, because the word Bible itself means a collection, and this is all the decision of the Lord. The scriptures talks about how there are some things that are given to us, and then some things that are not given unto us. Right? The scriptures also talks about prophets that we don't even know of yet, and so it is pretty much the will of the Lord that we know certain things and we don't know certain things, right? So this thing that's going on here, all what it should do is, you know, convince you to reverence, right, the power of the Lord Yahweh, because He is playing these heathens, right? He's playing to these heathens, and these heathens are dancing, to His will, like right to His music, and they don't have any control over it. Like a rat does to Peter Piper. Says, is that the Piper? Yeah, I'm just. It says Tehran has vowed to retaliate, right, stoking fears of wider war as the U.S. amasses force in the Middle East. On Wednesday, Iran's president I'm not going to try to pronounce that, no, insisted that his nation was not seeking nuclear weapons and are ready for any kind of verification. See, that's what these devils do, right? They create lies, and then when you tell them, "Well, prove your lie." Matter of fact, I'll give you the opportunity to come in and search if there's anything to what it is you're accusing me of, but they don't want to hear none of that. They could have went in there and verified and then go out, but they don't. They go off an accusation. They keep saying we have information, but what fucking information do you have? Where's the proof? They any excuse. Well, you know, they just come up with any excuse, not even a good one, just to what? Just to kill. That's why the scripture says the blood is nothing in his sight. Blood is nothing to him. In a speech marking the 47th anniversary of the Islamic Republic, he said, "The high wall of mistrust that the United States and Europe have created through their past statements and actions does not allow these talks to reach a conclusion." Right? Um, at the same time, we are engaging with full determination in dialogue aimed at peace and stability in the region alongside our neighboring countries. Meanwhile, Iran has accused Israel of sabotaging negotiations after Trump met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday. Israel's leader has reportedly been urging the United States president impose the strictest possible terms in any agreement with Tehran in nuclear talks. So we see who comes first before Americans is what? Is Israel. They come first. They dictate what American military and resources should what? Should do. They determine when and where American lives are what? Are lost. And the Lord has been cooking these nations for a while, and eventually that rage that's boiling up in him will overflow, right? Causing that great and dreadful day of the day of the Lord. So, in closing, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Recha Kodash, Shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshai, to Akim Shenakos that are listening in truth and sincerity. May the blessing of blessing be upon us. And until next time, Shalom.